All right, let's get to our first guest. Kumesh Aroomoogan, co-founder and CEO of Accern. Did I pronounce that right, Kumesh?
Yeah, that's correct. It's Accern, but you got it right.
Accern. Okay.
Yeah.
How are you today?
Pretty good. Wrapping up the quarter. It's been our best quarter ever since we started Accern, so it's pretty exciting.
All right, so, you've created a very clever product, and I want to talk about that in a minute. But before, I'm really interested to know your background.
Sure. Yeah. So pretty much I started at Citigroup in equity research. Did it for about a year, and what I was doing was, so as an equity researcher, I was basically tracking breaking news on the 10 companies that I'm tracking for the technology sector. And then I would have to basically, pretty much as an equity researcher, I'm looking at like 10 different screens every single time. Each screen has a different news application, and I had to find breaking news for these 10 stocks that I'm tracking, and then copy and paste that into an AIM chat messenger, and then send that over to the trader's desk. So it's very, very tedious, and sometimes when you miss the news, it gets very bad. It looks very bad on your part. So it was a very tedious task, and that's where the idea came from. I was like, what if there was a way to basically consolidate all these 10 platforms into just one news platform, and it automatically knows which news I'm interested in, and it then sends me an alert whenever there's a breaking news that I care about that could potentially affect a stock. And so that's pretty much what we're doing at Accern right now. We're automating the entire process.
So, everything great comes out of someone that needs to solve a problem. And this is very clever, very creative. Is there nobody doing this already?
So there's a few startups that try to do it, but not at the scale that we're taking it right now. So we're tracking 300 million websites. That's a lot of websites that we're tracking, and also Twitter as well. So every day we're processing about 7 million articles and 150 million tweets. And we had to create artificial intelligence algos to figure out which of these tweets or these articles are actually relevant to a U.S. company. And it's very, very difficult to filter that much amount of information to identify that needle in the haystack news that every trader or every analyst would care about. So that's what we're trying to do.
Okay, so what is the big difference? So with yours, the competitors out there, is it the AI piece that you've added on?
Yeah, that's pretty much our major competitive advantage is the AI component. But it's also the data source component. We're the only one in the entire industry to be tracking 300 million websites. It's a very, very daunting process to actually.
It sounds unbelievable.
Capture. Yeah, it's very, very difficult. And for anyone to come into that space, they need to build sophisticated AI algos to know exactly which information to filter and look for and send to the users.
So, how long does this process take? To bring up new news and that is moving news is it by the second? If I'm a trader, I need to get information really quick.
Yeah, exactly. So pretty much as soon as an article is published online, our algo is able to identify that article immediately and then process, analyze it, and let the traders know about it. So the thing is, we basically pick up articles, then we filter it for the most relevant news that's out there, and then we apply analytics on top of it. So we're able to let you know, okay, is this article very positive or negative towards a company? What's the potential impact this article could have on a stock price? And also how reliable is the article? Because anyone can post false information or fake news. And we're basically able to verify these types of information in real time.
Okay, so let's go back and talk about that because you just hit on something big time because there could be some real sabotage going on in the world. How do you identify fake news from the real news?
Yeah, so in terms of the finance industry, so the way we do that is, let's say I have a blog site, and I'm usually known to release M&A chatters before anyone else online. There's two factors on how we determine this. So first is timeliness. if I'm usually known to release M&A chatters before anyone else online, I'm going to get a high reliability score. But my reliability score remains high if a lot of other media players are republishing my information, credible media players, that is. So if you see Bloomberg, Reuters, or maybe CNN are republishing my M&A chatters, then it gives a good, it identifies me as a credible source because all these other big guys are republishing my information. Bloomberg and Reuters would not publish fake news to their traders itself because they know traders are going to be trading on that information.
Well, that's the thing, and to be able to, you have to solve that problem, and it sounds like that you've taken care of that risk because it could be just horrible if all of a sudden there's a hole in there. So, all right, well, let's talk about the cost factor of this app. Is it something that the guy sitting at home can utilize, or is it just big trading firms?
Got it. So it's only institutions. So we're targeting a lot of prop shops and banks, and we have a variety of products. So one of our products is a web-based platform where someone can just log into the website and they can see a streaming newsfeed. And this per user, it starts at about $300 a month per user. But then we also have an API data feed, which we sell to a lot of quantitative hedge funds, and they can do automated trading on the news. And this goes from anywhere from like $50,000 to $500,000 for a large firm. And then third, we have an on-premise solution. This is basically a software where we can deploy into any organization and analyze all their communication data. So like email data, or if they have newsfeed that they subscribe to, we can analyze all those things for insights. And this starts at about $300,000. It can go up to millions of dollars for a company.
Well, Kumesh, this isn't fair. You got to make it available. You came out with this fantastic product. You got to figure out how are you going to make it available for the guy, the trader, the guy at home. He wants to be able to take advantage of these fun things. If he could put his stocks in and go, okay, give me some excitement about these guys.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, that's the next step for us in the future to see how we can maybe make it available for other people. But right now, to build up the revenues, the institutions are willing to pay quite a lot.
Yes, no, I understand that. So is the product actually on the market today?
Yeah, it's been in the market for about 2 years now.
Oh, okay. All right. So is it all of these products that you told me about, the different pieces?
No. So the API data feed was out 2 years ago, and now the platform just recently got out. And then this on-premise, we are going to be getting it out maybe in a week or so.
So do you have some stories you can tell me, success stories? Who do you have on board yet? Can you talk about that?
So in terms of the hedge funds, I cannot mention the names. They're pretty secretive. But in terms of success, as in the company progress, we've been growing about over 200% quarter by quarter. We grew about 1,000% year to date so far in terms of revenues. A lot of funds are coming at us just for a product.
Sure. Very nice, Kumesh. I sure appreciate it. We have to go ahead and take a break. Sure. Tell me how people can reach you.
Definitely. You can go on Accern.com, ACCERN.com, and basically contact us from there.
Kumesh Aroomoogan, I appreciate you being on the show. Take care. You've been listening to CEO Money.
Thanks.
We'll be right back after this.